Down the road. From this point, what we've done, we've kind of set up an apocalyptic scenario and like what, kind of like a draw run of what I would do personally. Dressed in black, I waited till about nightfall. The sun just kind of now sets. There's a little bit of ambient light. Got my buddy out here. He's my pack mule. It's good to have one person who's got a firearm, my paintball gun, because I don't want to scare people. I'm carrying a real gun. Al's got a crowbar, also a sidearm. He's also carrying our water, food, everything like that, bedding supplies and things like that. We've made our way down through the residential neighborhood here, just right up the road from my house, to where we're at this point now. We've hit a street. It's a crossover we have to cross to get to our woods where we want to be in, so we can get out of the rural area. So I'm gonna kind of go over how to do that properly. So I mean, yeah, there's cars driving around right now too, so I might throw us off, but it's whatever. All right, ready? At this point, we made it to the edge of the street. I'm gonna go across first. I'm gonna get to a good area of concealment, and I'm gonna signal for Al to move across while he's watching the road. Ready? You just wait here. I'll go across first. All right. Alright, so we just pushed across the road. I'm pretty much signaled. I don't really have anything else, so I just tapped my white light. My Surefire light on my rifle twice. In an actual scenario, I'd recommend using a red lens. It's a little bit harder to see, obviously, and it doesn't set off a lot of ambient, light pollution. So now we're gonna make our way through the woods to our first checkpoint. Ready? Alright, so we stepped in the woods. We shouldn't really have to worry about navigation right now. I've already ran kind of this course that I'm going to take a few times, so I kind of pretty much know it by memory. When you're walking through the woods, there's a lot of undergrowth and everything like that, a lot of sticks and leaves and things like that can make a lot of noise. So your best bet is to walk a little bit slower than you normally would, stepping on the ball of your heel first and rolling to your toe. Try to stay on the path. Try to watch a little bit where you're going, because you don't want to slip and fall. It's going to make a lot of noise and also could cause a lot of unnecessary injuries. So we're going to try to make it to our first checkpoint using our noise discipline. Another thing to go over would be basic hand and arm signals. You can make up your own as you go. Like the three main ones probably that you kind of want to go over is halt. Pretty much you just signal your hand over your right shoulder. Halt, and that pretty much means everybody just kind of stop what they're doing casually. Freeze, you just stop where you don't move. And pretty much if you're in mid-step, stop mid-step and slowly come down on your other foot. And then if you want, I use a push right, or military it's hasty ambush right, which pretty much means everybody pushes about 20 meters off of the path, does a 180 and watches the path because something's coming down the path. I'm just going to use that because obviously I'm not going to set any ambushes for any zombies. So I just use that to be like, get off the path and go hide. And you can be like right, or you can be like left and do with your left arm. There's many different ways to do it. I mean, with hand and arm signals, I just kind of go over what you're comfortable with and what you think would be easiest for everybody to kind of learn. So that's one thing to kind of remember. So we made it to our first checkpoint. I went ahead and went a little bit further ahead from Al here, to kind of check and see if it's clear. Obviously he's carrying all the gear. You kind of want to keep him a little bit further away from where there could be potential hostiles. That way you can more easily evade, and you can more easily individually engage targets and not have to worry about where he's at, because say there's like 20 zombies coming at you and it's you and Al takes off running. You're in the moment, you're going to get that tunnel vision. What's going to keep you from shooting Al in the back, So you always want to kind of keep your supply man a little further away, and since he's not really armed except with a crowbar and a pistol, and I have the rifle. I'm obviously going to take a lot more of the engagements. I'm going to try to avoid engagements as much as possible, but if necessary, I mean, I will. I have a mock suppressor with a rifle. You kind of want to go with more along the lines of semi-automatic. You wouldn't really worry about caliber size. It's like stopping power won't matter, so 7.62 by 3.9. Your AK-47 is pretty much useless. It doesn't travel very far. Probably goes about 350 yards, point target. I think the 223/5.56 NATO would probably be your best bet. It's a pretty small bullet. It's only, you know, .003 bigger than a 22, but it's got a huge cartridge behind it and it flies pretty quickly. The longer the barrel, the more accurate you're going to get. M16 probably touch out to 650 yards easily, and that's kind of what you want to go for. And with the smaller caliber rifles, it's a lot easier to find subsonic ammunition to fire out of a suppressed weapon, so it's a lot quieter. I mean, you can fire non-subsonic ammo out of a suppressed weapon, but it's still going to suppress it, but it's not going to be as good. So I think the 223 would probably be the best bet. And plus, there's a lot of modifications you can do to an M4, an AR-15, an AR-style weapon, so it's kind of the way we want to go. And from here, we're going to kind of rest up for a minute, maybe drink some water, and go ahead and just give about 5 minutes to start moving to our second checkpoint. One thing you really don't want to do in a nighttime scenario, or even a daytime scenario, really, especially when you're trying to avoid everything, because yeah, there's potential threats like zombies, but there's also potential threats of other people trying to get your supplies. Smoking gives away your position a lot more than you think. You think this little tiny cherry is not bad. A really good sniper, this is one of the things we were taught in Iraq and Afghanistan before we deploy. You never smoke at night or never smoke on post, because a really good sniper at a dark night like this could see a cherry from several miles away. And obviously they can watch it, they see it moving around, it's obviously not in their mouth, but when it flares up like that, they know it's in the person's mouth. So they can aim, 3 inches back from the cherry and fire and probably hit the person in the head. We had a guy, not on my deployment, but another guy from a different unit. He was smoking while he was on post, and a sniper shot, and it didn't kill the guy, luckily. It actually went, I guess he had his mouth open and went through this side of his cheek and out the other side. It blew out his molars, and all of his back teeth were blown out, but he pretty much was just in shock, and he was fine, but that's something you really can't risk. I mean, they obviously had, treatment and first aid and surgeons and everything like that could easily take care of him, but in a scenario like this, you're not going to have anybody that can take care of something especially that bad, especially with your mouth. Like, you can get some pretty nasty infections from not taking care of your mouth. So that's one thing you kind of want to be aware of. Gotten to one of our hazard areas, which is pretty much along the back sides of these houses, but luckily for us, we got a drainage ditch, like a big, about 3 foot wide drainage ditch that runs behind the whole houses back into the woods. So we're going to follow that to kind of keep ourselves below the plane of sight. Our path that we're taking right now is pretty fucking loud, so we're gonna have to move a lot slower. I'm pushing all these rocks around and there's water. I slipped. I can't see where I'm going very well, so we're gonna have to move a little bit slower. So we're gonna continue on. It's only about another 50 meters before we hit the point where we're gonna get out of this water, get out of this creek. So we made it past the housing area, and this running water back here is our halfway point. From here it's pretty easy. It's just a big open field and it shouldn't be too difficult. We're not going to worry too much more about noise discipline. We're leaving the rural areas. We're still going to be as quiet as we possibly can. We're going to kind of step up the pace a little bit instead of creeping through like we have been. So, let's do this. So, we reached our clearing. Now we gotta make our way across this clearing here. There's some spotlights from a couple houses over there. We're gonna want to try to stay along. We're gonna try to skirt the tree line, stay as low as possible. That way anybody, if say that's like somebody's like safe house or whatnot, they don't mistake us for, you know, the infected or whatever you're fighting. With us staying along the tree line like this, it's gonna be a lot easier if say someone over here spots us and they have a spotlight or something like that for us to duck down into the sunken in ditch right here, and we can make our way back across, because they're gonna see our direction of movement, and an unintelligent person or you know something like that is probably gonna try to follow our direction of movement and send somebody to cut us off down there. So we backtrack and we completely not even use this route at that point. Because at that point, they're going to be on high alert from our presence. So you don't want to come back through the same area. Alright, from here, I'm pretty much going to cut across because my safe house, checkpoint number 2, is back in those woods somewhere. And I don't want to walk into somewhere where there could possibly be some people waiting or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead. We're all going to cut across. Al's going to wait there. And we're just kind of going to scope out the area and see if it's okay. Let's go. So we made it to our second checkpoint, which is pretty much a couple of rocks and a fire pit. We wouldn't light any fires right now. It'd be like 2 hours after it started, so you really don't want to give away your position. So we're gonna avoid setting any fires. We're just gonna kind of hang out, drink some water. This is really humid, so we gotta keep drinking water. We're gonna show pretty much the effectiveness of camouflage and noise discipline. I'm gonna pretty much scare the shit out of Al. I'm gonna hide off in the side and scare the shit out of him. So, I'll show you guys what happens. It walked right past me. I was right here. Picked a good spot. There's enough brush where I can get in an angle to pretty much just my feet and my hands are on the ground. I don't have to worry about shuffling my knees and dragging my knees across the ground, dragging my arms across the ground or anything like that. It's quick. If I had a knife now, I'd be dead. But you just gotta kind of use the environment as best you can, and you gotta be quick. You gotta be fast, as fast as you possibly can. Okay, let's move.
In my defense, I had a lot more weight on me, and it was all creaky.
One thing you really want to watch out for when you're moving around at night is your light discipline. Any bit of light, flashlights, anything like that, you want to try to close one eye. That's good because you have natural night vision. It's not very good, but it's still a lot better than nothing. So you want to try to close one eye so you can maintain a little bit of natural night vision, and your other eye, which saw the light, is going to be a little bit more accustomed. It's going to kind of grow or catch on to the night vision a lot quicker. And then you're just staring right at a light. So you just got to watch your lights. All right, this is our final point here. Looks like the door's already open. No, it's closed. So I'm gonna go in, have a look around. Al's gonna come with me, flashlighting the whole room because I don't really know who's in there. All right, we're gonna go into the basement here.
Ready or not?
shit. I fucking stabbed by a tweaker or something.
If I lived here, I wouldn't want people coming in either.
I say fuck it, I don't even want to go in here.
Can we head back? Or?
Yeah, we're good to head back. Well, I'll give like my final words here. So we made it to our final safe house. It was unsecure. I don't really want to go in there. I don't know what's in there. It could be fucking tweaker or something in there. I don't know. So I'm not even gonna go in. Pretty much at this point, we'd probably find like a heavily wooded area and kind of camp up for a couple hours and then make our way out of town from there. But hope everything's pretty instructional for you. I'm gonna go take a shower. Alright. Let's do this.
It's been good working with you. Been good being the pack mule. I recorded the video recorder guy. He did a lot of work for us. Kept up with us. He slowed us down a little bit, but that's okay. We forgive him. We love him.